Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet the great Larry Mullne. He is a human behavior strategist. We're going to explain next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
There's a famous quote, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. So much of life is how you show up to the world. Are you broadcasting joy from your heart? Are you broadcasting the wrong message? Because you can repel people with the energy that you bring into a room. Somebody who knows that the best of anyone I've ever met is Larry Mullne. He's in the studio. He's a human behavior strategist. Thanks for coming on the show.
Well, it's great to be here. This is so exciting.
Thank you.
I love what I do, and I want to share it with everybody.
Well, I can't wait. Let's start in your childhood, because I read in your bio that as a child you had dyslexia, you had ADHD, so I think you were on a path that could have led you in the wrong direction.
Yep. So growing up, I had ADHD, and it was at the time that nobody really had these letters. So I probably have every single letter that's out there. I name it, I probably got it. I'm definitely on the spectrum. And so growing up, it was a struggle. Growing up in Dallas, was just a struggle, and I struggled through school, and I was the first one at school getting extra help and the last one to leave. And through it, it was one of the things that, and looking back, I used to self-medicate, drinking Coca-Cola. Now people understand why, and it's funny, through what I do, I've stopped drinking, so I don't drink soda anymore, but I was self-medicating. And through the years, I realized how to take my gift, because ADHD and all these, non-divergency, I guess, sure. Everything is right there. It's normal. I always said, I want to just be normal. How do I be normal? Well, guess what? You are normal. Mm-hmm. You're not broken. And once I realized I wasn't broken, and I work, when I talk to people, it's like, you're not broken. We're just wired in a different way. So how do I understand the way I'm wired? And how do I understand the way you wired? Because that's how I need to talk to you.
Amen. And we're both fans of Tony Robbins. So when were you introduced to Tony Robbins?
So several years ago, my sister dragged me to an event, and it was Unleash Your Power. And this event was crazy, because the first day everybody was up and dancing. I'm like, huh? This is kind of, by the middle of the day, I was like, okay, I'm really doing it. This is great. But then I sat down and I said, hang on a minute, he's doing something. What is he doing? How is he doing what he's doing? And what I come to learn is that he was using Neuro-Linguistic programming. And Neuro-Linguistic programming was created in the 70s by John Grindler and Richard Bandler. And they were computer guys, and it's about modeling success. And from that, I said, okay, let me go learn. And I went and did my Practitioner's Neuro-Linguistic programming training, onto my master's, and so forth. And so that's how I...
Wow. Okay, much more from Larry in a minute. We found a video that he produced a little while ago. Let's go ahead and roll that.
They say motivation gets you started. But identity keeps you going. This isn't about waking up early. It's about waking up your soul. Your habits aren't broken, your programming is. You don't have a willpower issue. You have a consistency identity conflict. Want to feel powerful? Move like it. Want to crush fear? Stand like you've already won. Emotion follows motion. Focus is your steering wheel. Aim it at problems, you get fear. Aim it at purpose, you get fire. Your words? They're not just thought. They're commands. I can't shuts the door. I am becoming opens new ones. And your future? Make it vivid, bright, loud, real. Your brain believes what you rehearse. But the master key? Identity. You'll never outperform the person you believe you are. So stop trying. Start becoming. Now. You're not waiting for the new you. You're remembering who you already are. Follow Larry Mullne's success coaching for more.
Larry, it's so powerful. I want to talk about the power of positive self-talk, because I think we're all guilty of this. We look in the mirror and we see an imperfection and we obsess about this and we're telling ourselves the wrong story. Talk about the power of positive thinking.
And Jeff, that is such an important thing, because we do it to ourselves. We look in the mirror, we go, oh, I got gray hair, and you're doing things like that. And what we do, what our mind says. Where we focus, that's where we go to. So self-talk is vital. Even, for example, I'll give you personally, when I start seeing things and saying things that come to me, I have a stop sign that kind of hits me in the face and says, stop. This is not who you are. And I'm like, okay. Because we, like I said earlier, we generally go to the negative, but we have to go to the positive. And self-talk is vital, because what we think about ourselves, everybody else feels.
Yes.
And as we create this feeling and this output, people begin to see who you are, and your self-image becomes much better. I don't allow any negativity or any negative self-talk. You know, we all have things. We all have.
Yes.
But that's okay. That's okay. But you know what? I'm going to go every day as a step. And some days are better than others.
All right, let's talk about the first thoughts when you're waking up, because millions of Americans wake up and say, I'm tired, I need more sleep, this is going to be a horrible day. I mean, the thoughts that you think early in the morning kind of frame your day, don't they?
They do. And you know, it's interesting that you bring this up, because I have a very specific way that I start my day. The moment I open my eyes, I go straight into gratitude. Because when you go into gratitude, nothing's bad. There's so many things we could be grateful for. And I understand that we all have problems. We all have challenges. Work's crazy. This is happening. But I'm thankful for my wife, for my mother, for my family and the people that I know. And so I take between 3 and 8 minutes of pure gratitude. And I find when you start the day with gratitude, things change. You know, you can face a lot of things. All the things happen, it just goes through you, because you know you feel it. And so that's how I mainly start. And then of course I go into my priming, which is the breathing and the process of getting myself ready to go. And that's such an important part. But
yes.
If you have to do one thing, wake up feeling gratitude. Don't pick up the phone for at least 10 minutes. Just stay in that gratitude without the phone, because a lot of us have the tendency to wake up and go, let me check my email, let me look. And it's so...
And I agree, because it can bring on anxiety that overnight you got these late text messages or these late emails, and it can create anxiety, like, I got to get back to these people. And so I love what you're saying. Let's talk about your best-selling book, From Fog to Focus. We're going to put this on the screen. When did you write the book?
So this was done this last year. And this was one of I was working with a good friend of mine, Howard Wolf's. This was one of the books because one of my things with ADHD is we in that fog, there's always stuff going on, and and how do I bring myself to where I can center? It's about being centered again, about feeling that I'm okay, everything's okay, and let me finish what I'm doing. And that's why we wrote Fog to Focus. It uses a bunch of NLP techniques. It's a guide. And when I say it's a guide, take what's there and make it your own, because when we don't make things our own, we don't own them. And
Give us one takeaway from the book. What's a chapter that stands out in your mind?
So one of the things that I use quite a lot is when confronted with challenges, it's to stop and just breathe and just say, okay, give me a second, because we want to go right into it.
Yes.
And that's where the fog comes in, and then you start making up stories in your mind. And
Right.
you know, one of the worst thing that happens to us, at least to me, is I take things and I make up stories that aren't true, and that's where the anxiety comes in, because these stories, and I go straight to the negative. I never go to the positive. So my idea is, hey, go to the positive. We already, the beautiful thing is we know what the negative is.
Yes.
So we know how to handle it. But what if it doesn't? If it's not negative, what if it's positive? Now, that's where the joy is.
Yes. And I think even taking a few minutes to just center yourself. So let's imagine you're a keynote speaker in front of 1,000, 2,000 people, but you have a upsetting phone call right before you're to go on stage. That could send you into a bad direction.
The anxiety.
So you would have to recenter yourself to say, I'm going to put that feeling in a box because I really can't deal with that right now. I'm about to go on stage in front of 2,000 people. Talk about even taking 1 minute to recenter.
So one of the things that I do with the recentering is get back to your breathing. In through your nose, and then once you breathe, so in through your nose for like 6 seconds, hold for 4, and then exhale. And the thing to think about is, as you exhale in, all that stuff's going out of your body, all that negativity, all those things are going out. And as they go out, your center comes back.
So powerful, because I think we both agree that when you enter a room, people will see the person that you're creating. And if you come into a room, a bright, shiny, happy person, you're attracting people. If you go into a room with negative energy, you're repelling people.
Yep. And that's 100%. And, the energy that you give out, you always get back. So if I'm going mad, I'm going to get negative. I'm going to get people, and I hate to use the word negative, but I'm going to get that feeling back where people are like this. If you go in open arms, hey, and like you said, give in the love and feeling it, you'll always get back the same feeling. And even from strangers, that's what's so crazy about it. You'll end up with best friends because of the love. And I actually learned that from my wife, because that's what she does. It's amazing. She hasn't met anybody that she's not best friends with. It's the craziest thing. But I don't know if I'm that good yet. But
no, it's beautiful. It sounds like you guys are equally yoked.
Yeah.
We have about a minute left. So Larry, look into the camera on the left and talk to the viewer about why they might need to bring you in to either coach or be their keynote speaker.
So there's a lot of points. It's all about how we make people feel, how we bring our product across. One of the exciting things that I'm doing now is with microcurrent, and it's really, really powerful. And synergy wellness, there's so many things it's about leaving that meeting feeling empowered, feeling that I got something. There's nothing worse, even when you go into a restaurant and you get something and you go, ooh, that was, and you think, you see the bill and you go,
Well, and since you mentioned it, Synergy Wellness, we've got a website we're going to pull up because you are the Chief Transformation Officer for Synergy Wellness. Tell us about this company.
So Synergy has been around for about 20 years. We have two main products, the biomodulator and the transducer. It's microcurrent, it's FDA approved, cleared for pain. It does some amazing things. Resets your system, I want everybody to find out, because this is the thing of the future. This is how you reset, and you talked about setting up your day. This is how I do it now, along with the other things.
Beautiful. Larry, thank you for sharing your heart and your wisdom with us. We're going to end with his LinkedIn page. We're going to put that on the screen. The great Larry Mullne. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.